Understanding the command words used in your higher PE course is essential in being able to access the maximum marks available in the final exam. There are 4 command words that will be used in the exam. These increase in difficulty from describe to analyse, and the information that you need to include in answers will differ depending on the command word used. When describing data collection methods, approaches to develop performance, or monitoring methods, you need to provide a step-by-step guide. This should allow someone with no knowledge of the method or approach to carry it out. So essentially, you're writing down the stages in the process you went through. In this exemplar answer, as feedback is such a broad topic, rather than focusing on one type of feedback, the answer looks at different types and writes a descriptive point about each. This is an alternative way of answering and ensures the answer has enough information to access all the marks. This will only be appropriate in some instances. You can clearly see here where the marks will be allocated. Each point of description would get 1 mark. Explain questions ask you to decide to tell the marker why you used a particular method of data collection, approach, or way of monitoring. Try to make relationships between the decisions you took and the difference this made clear to the marker. Make sure that you don't leave a so what question unanswered. At the end of each sentence, ask yourself, so what? If you're still able to answer, put that information down. It can help when answering explain questions to use linking words. These ensure that you answer the so what. This gives the reasoning to an explain answer. In an explain answer, you may need to include some brief description to set the scene. However, you can clearly see the 4 linking words or phrases in this answer. It is after each of these that the explain mark is actually achieved. A value or judgment has to be made when evaluating something. You need to clearly state how useful, appropriate, or effective your methods or approaches were. You need to explain the strengths and weaknesses of the method of data collection or approach. It can help when writing evaluate answers if you write them from your own perspective. So try to write about methods or approaches that you've actually had experience using. You're then in the best position to evaluate whether they were effective for you. You may be required to evaluate your own performance and will therefore be required to provide evidence to support the judgments you make. Value words give you the opportunity to back up your judgments. In a question where it asks you to make a comparison, whether it be between approaches, methods of data collection, or this example where you're comparing your own performance to that of a model performer, you'll only get a mark each time you write the comparison. So in this example, after the whereas. Analyse questions need to be broken down into parts for closer study. You need to highlight the strengths or weaknesses of the thing being analysed. When analysing methods of data collection, monitoring or evaluating, think about whether the data is quantitative, so objective data which is numerical in nature, or qualitative, more subjective data that tries to explain the differences or causes of something using opinion. There are also certain aspects that you should consider: the environment, layout, expertise, or equipment. When looking at these aspects in relation to methods of data collection or approaches, you must include reference to PARV. So, is the process feasible to carry out or put into practice? Is the test, method, or approach fit for purpose? Can the information that you gathered be trusted? Is the data you're gathering credible? Could you defend it? Analyse questions require depth and higher order thinking. This example shows that you may need some description or reasoning, so some explanation, or evaluative comments within an analysis answer. It's essential that you get a good understanding of the command words, as they could make or break your performance in the final exam.